On tonight's No Things Considered, did you know the FBI was working over the weekend? Because apparently they ended up busting one of their top 10 most wanted criminals. How about that? And now that all the Confederate statues are gone in Baltimore City, well, racism and racial inequality have come to a complete end. I can tell. And also, I visit Bronycon, the male fandom convention of My Little Pony. Wow, all that and more tonight on No Things Considered. So here's, well, it's me. Welcome to No Things Considered. My name is Tim Young. We got a lot to get to today and something very interesting at the end that we went to over the weekend that wasn't Charlotte. Speaking about things that weren't Charlotte, on Friday, something that was completely glossed over by the mainstream media, shocker. This guy, Attorney General Jeff Sessions. The FBI and the DOJ are still open for business while everything is going on in the world, by the way. And they brought one of the top 10 fugitives on the FBI's most wanted list to justice. And it was a member of the MS-13 gang, an illegal immigrant who was here causing all sorts of trouble. So, in case you guys are wondering, Trump administration is actually accomplishing a lot while things are going on and the mainstream media is worried about every little word that he says. Speaking of Donald Trump, he decided to shut down the Manufacturing Council and Strategy and Policy Forum because after the past couple of days and CEOs virtue signaling by stepping away from trying to help America, it just became kind of too much. It was a little bit of a detractor from everything that they're trying to do in the White House and for businesses in America. So why not? If you guys don't want to play nice, nobody gets to play at all, I think is what the rule that Donald Trump went with there. Which brings us to a new segment on the show, speaking about virtue signaling. What have you done to virtue signal today? Speaking of virtue signaling, what did you guys do to virtue signal last night? Well, Baltimore City's council got together and in just a few hours were able to unanimously vote to eliminate every one of the Confederate statues in all of downtown Baltimore City, and they were removed overnight. Wow, that's incredible, right? All of the racism and racial inequality in Baltimore City is now cured because those 4 statues were removed overnight. I can actually see rainbows in a distance. You can see rainbows emanating from Baltimore City. It's such a peaceful place now. I can hear songs of just happiness and joy coming from the city. Crime is stopped. Murder is stopped in Baltimore City. Everyone's equal and everyone is just holding hands and hugging and smiling. No? Oh. Because it's interesting that the city council can get together and virtue signal in a matter of hours, but they can't get together in a matter of hours and balance a budget. They can't fix their failing education system, the poverty problem that they have in the city, or the problem that they've had with their police department. But they can eliminate some statues to look good in national news, right? I believe they also condemned Donald Trump. They did that a couple of months ago unanimously. They can get together and do things that actually don't involve work, that just make them look good and get a couple of pops from the crowd in Baltimore City, but do nothing to improve anyone's lives there. That should bother everyone in Baltimore City, to tell you the truth. Because if they can do that in a couple of hours, they can fix your problems, your actual problems in a couple of hours. But hey, who cares about actual problems, right, when you can virtue signal? Speaking of eliminating statues that offend people, the Joan of Arc statue in the French Quarter was tagged with tear it down graffiti. Man, because you got to get rid of that religious iconography as well. Don't just stop with Confederate stuff. You got to eliminate things that offend everyone. And certainly a religious statue of Joan of Arc, offensive, violent. She's violent. We don't want that around. Our kids might learn something bad. And you definitely don't want to get rid of a statue of, I don't know, Lenin in Seattle. I mean, no one's ever complained about this one, huh? Communism, socialism, whatever. Nobody cares. We'll leave that one up because it's Seattle. It's the hub where everybody judges from. We are not allowed to judge them. That guy loved America, right? Great symbol there. Good work, guys. In other news, forget North Korea. Iran is ramping up their nuclear program. Probably thanks to all the money that Barack Obama funneled their way. All that sweet, sweet cash that he made rain on them just before he left office. Ooh, boy. Sure, there was something that was held up in the bank and he didn't necessarily just give it to him out of the blue, but we didn't have to hand him the money. And that Iran nuclear deal was so sweet for them. Why not? They said they can restart it at the drop of a hat now. Thank you, Obama. You did such a great job to help bring peace and joy to the Middle East and the entire world. Wow. Also in the news today, the Washington Post reporting that The Nation is reviewing the story that they wrote about the DNC not being hacked by Russia, but being leaked. The emails were leaked, according to the Nation article. You'll see it right there. There we go. When's the last time that the Washington Post has written about another publication reviewing an article that they wrote? That's interesting, don't you think? Maybe they have a narrative to push? So I'd question that if I were you. Because I don't recall them ever doing this before. Maybe if you've heard of it before, put it in the comments, but I am pretty certain that this is a first run of them saying, well, hey guys, listen, that story didn't really fit the narrative, so maybe you should take a look at it again, and we'll report on it when you're taking a look at it again. We don't want to actually give you credit for that. Terrible. Something interesting also came out in the news this morning. Jay Socolow, the president's attorney, part of his legal team, we'll say, went on Fox and Friends to talk about an FBI FOIA that went out about that tarmac meeting between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. And guys, turns out there's a lot to be found.
So here's what happened. We filed a Freedom of Information Act request to both the FBI and the Department of Justice. The FBI came back with a letter last July saying we have no documents relevant to your inquiry. The Department of Justice didn't even respond. And when they didn't respond, we filed a lawsuit in federal court in Washington, D.C., and the court issued an order demanding that the Department of Justice produce documents. They produced those documents just about a week ago, Steve, and in those documents, lo and behold, was communications between the FBI and the Department of Justice.
Very interesting that the FBI under Jim Comey kept information away and lied about having documents relating to this tarmac meeting between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton. Huh. Sounds like they were up to something, like they were colluding. That doesn't seem like the fair way to win an election or something that should be going on during a presidential election, does it? He adds more.
And I'm holding in my hand a letter that I received yesterday where, in a rather unprecedented move, the FBI has reopened that FOIA investigation, which is significant. It shows communication to the Department of Justice and the FBI, Department of Justice, and the White House were all involved in this Clinton Lynch meeting, had a message and handle it. But there was a 3-page email produced which they redacted completely. It's 3 blank pages that were the, quote, talking points, and they refused to release those. And I'm holding...
That's right. See, after the tarmac meeting between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton, the Justice Department, the FBI, and the White House came up with talking points about how to deal with this and how to help Hillary's campaign. So they have 3 pages of redacted information coming out of the FBI. Here's the issue that I have with it. The president can uncover anything and declassify any document that he'd like to. So I feel like Socolow should go talk to President Trump and have him declassify that document so that we can see exactly what the last White House was trying to cover up in that tarmac meeting. I think it's time we found out a little bit about that, because they said nothing happened there. They only talked about grandkids and golfing, right? Interesting. A 3-page memo with talking points doesn't seem like grandkids and golfing. Seems like a hell of a lot more. I'm interested to see where that goes. And you guys should be too. In 3 pages of redacted information. I don't know. Well, while all hell was breaking loose and the terrible white supremacists were taking over in Charlottesville, Virginia over the weekend, I was sent on a mission in the opposite direction to a place called Bronycon. Bronycon is the convention of adult males who love My Little Pony. That's right. While people did real journalism down in Charlottesville, I was sent to investigate this really bizarre phenomenon. And here's my coverage. So we are here at Politicon, where the top political pundits from around the country get together to debate one another and meet with fans.
It's Bronycon.
What?
It's not Politicon. It's Bronycon. Dude, look behind you.
Oh, f***. What should I see here?
Ponies!
I rule the sun in flames, so you better watch out.
You're not Kennedy from Fox News, are you? And you're in blueface today, as opposed to... Blueface. That's offensive to some people, I think, probably.
I am Midnight Sparkle.
Can we expense one of those hats? Think they'll write it off? Did I not go far enough?
It's a little subtle.
So are you guys a couple?
No.
Why are they selling fake handguns?
You want to see puppets, do ya? I'll show you puppets!
Left arm. Up.
You're scaring me.
You got the ability to fly or stronger than everybody else. There's a big debate on, what's better, which is master race.
Whoa, that's a whole nother. We're not talking about master races here. That's happening in Charlottesville this weekend, not Bronycon.
Well, yeah, I know. It's just like a debate that's sort of there. It's not something that people are going to kill each other over, but it's just something that it'll get a rise out of people if you mention it, but if you don't, you'll stay safe.
I feel like it kind of rise in the 1940s, the whole master race shtick.
Well, yeah, but well, when you've got races that have different abilities rather than just different skin color, then that opens a whole nother can of worms. That's based on like physical prowess, what can they do and what they can't do. And then it's like, how do you do the Olympics with like 3 different classes or races of ponies fairly? Then it gets into a whole nother mess. Also, don't ask people who best princess is or best pony, because that'll just...
Diana. Did he have a pony with titties on his arm? I think he did. Play that back. I think he had a pony with titties on his arm. Critical representatives from France here, representing losers from around the world. Let's keep going.
Well, no, she's got the Donald Trump. We need to make her have less Donald Trump.
Here's the Tucker Carlson stand right here. Maybe if they had like sound prompts on those things that said like, get a job, don't forget to apply to collect your unemployment today.
Everybody rave hard.
There you go.
Jump on it, you're on it, let's do it, ride it, my pony.
That was an interesting weekend. It wasn't violent like Charlottesville, but it certainly kind of messed with my head. I'm going to need to go get a drink after that. I don't know about you guys. Thanks for watching No Things Considered. We're here every night of the week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to find more breaking news and stories, scroll down on the Facebook page right here. Go to dailycaller.com, dailycallerNewsFoundation.org. Click the like button, click that smiley face button, click the heart button, and share it with your friends. Guys, be kind to everybody. And let's hope this news cycle gets a little bit more entertaining this week. But not in a bad way, you know?